We'll see.
Speaking of potential starting quarterbacks, ESPN put out a article earlier this week with some trades they would like to see happen before this official start of training camp. And one of them involved the Cleveland Browns. This one came from Jeremy Fowler in particular, but he proposed a deal between the Browns and the Falcons where Kirk Cousins, a quarterback the Browns had at least interest in prior to signing Joe Flacco in the draft, would end up back in Cleveland with a 7th-round pick for Kenny Pickett, a 6th-round pick, and cash considerations. In this deal, Atlanta would pay almost the entire majority of Kirk Cousins' salary. The reasoning, according to Jeremy Fowler, was that the Browns, would get another veteran quarterback in to compete against Joe Flacco for the quarterback one job, while the Falcons would get rid of the contract and Kirk Cousins and bring in a younger backup to play behind Kenny Pickett. Gee, I saw your face when I put this on the screen. This makes no sense to you whatsoever, does it?
I was looking at my counterparts like maybe I don't know something.
I'm not seeing it either.
I don't. Why would you? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you get
Well, Jeremy hypothesized why it makes sense. If they've come to the realization that Kenny Pickett's not it.
Okay, well, they already have Kirk Cousins. His name is Joe Flacco.
Right.
No. But Jeremy, what he theorized is this would make a competition for Joe Flacco. If you don't think that Kenny Pickett is going to give him the adequate competition for the starting job, then you bring in another guy of his ilk, not these two rookies, a guy that's done it in the league and had success, and you have him compete. Because, guys, if they have made that realization, why are we holding Kenny Pickett? And if they have come to that realization, and I ask you, gun to head, Kenny Pickett for Kirk Cousins, you're going to tell me Kirk Cousins isn't an upgrade from Kenny Pickett?
I don't. Again, why are we collecting old guys, broken down quarterbacks?
It's exactly what Jeremy said. It's competition for the starting job. Now, the reason I discounted it and say this isn't what's going to happen is because I think the Browns have already come to a place emotionally where they're perfectly fine with either one of these young kids starting a large number of their games and them winning 3 games this year.
Like it's a win-win for them.
You bring in Kirk Cousins, your football team's better than if you have. Guys, let me ask you this: is Kirk Cousins better than Kenny Pickett?
Yeah.
Okay. In a vacuum, would you rather have Kirk Cousins or Kenny Pickett?
Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
We don't live in a vacuum.
In that vein, if you're trying to make your team better, that's the move you make.
They're not trying to win like that. Listen, you know what they're going to do? It does you no good to have these two guys that are 40-plus years old on your roster when you got 2 kids that you could play to find out what you got. And guess what? If they turn out the bomb and play terrible the rest of the season, look, you just improved your draft stock. You got a 1st-round pick. You got another 1st-round pick. Or if the kids turn out to be something and you sneak up and you get one of those lottery tickets, go back to the YouTube channel, you get a lottery ticket and you scratch it off. I've won. Now we get rid of everything that we talked about with Deshaun Watson because now we just got a franchise quarterback for free, 3rd or 5th round, whatever one you want to take. But I don't understand that one. I'm just switching old guys and Pickett, like who I don't.
No, you're trading. You're not switching old guys. You're adding an old guy for a young guy that you've decided. Because I think the premise of this whole thing was Jeremy even stated, if they've decided that Kenny Pickett's not it, then why are you keeping him around?
Now we get to eat dinner at 4:30, shuffleboard at 6, lights out by 8:30 every night.
I'm for it.
There is nothing but old dudes.
Running all reruns of Matlock.
No, what you have is, and I love this dynamic, you have 2 old dudes and 2 new dudes.
I'd rather roll with the new dudes. I don't need another old dude.
Yeah.
You have 1 year to figure it out. The Browns told you they were taking a quarterback next year unless proven otherwise. Kirk Cousins just clogs up that plan.
How old is Kirk Cousins? 36. He's 4 years younger than Joe Flacco? So if you bring him in here,
he's a whippersnapper.
He is.
He's a young punk. But here's the thing: if you bring him in, there is a runway for more than 1 year. With Joe Flacco, like if he does win the job, he's not going to be the quarterback here next year. Full stop, 100%.
Neither is Kirk Cousins.
So, but at least he gives you the option where if he plays unbelievably well, he's not 40, he's 36.
They are taking a quarterback next year.
I agree with that.
Period. Unless some bolt of lightning strikes and Shedeur winds up being that guy.
Here's what I will say. I don't think that'll happen. I will say this. I hope it does happen because I think they're a better football team with Kirk Cousins over Kenny Pickett. So I want them to be the best possible team they can be, and I think this makes them a little better.